Is that right?
It looks like a bad house.
And
We went to-
this is
Yeah,
from her
this is
portfolio.
early.
And
Wow.
it's
Those pictures cost a bundle, incidentally.
It was
it's beautiful.
That's
It's really
so
gorgeous.
Yeah, right. I pop.
Hey,
Sandy.
Oh, don't you do that.
You're already done.
No.
Yeah.
Too late.
He's sneaky about this.
Yeah, he sure
Well,
is.
the wonders of zoom lenses.
You'll end up talking
Yeah.
to somebody you don't know you're talking to.
Yeah.
I couldn't see
What?
that we could get one or rent one so that I could photograph. This is going to sound terrible. I want to photograph Charlie, our dog. Because when he starts jumping about and then doing his prance, he's so beautiful.
Oh, you'll get to see Paloma.
Paloma, yes.
Paloma's our little mutt.
How will I get to see her?
Well, if you're coming up to the house,
if
she's
you're
down
coming
there.
out the house,
Oh,
she's
in December,
there.
yeah.
She's
Right around
Oh,
there
that's
That
now.
was
She's there now.
Oh, you can't
She's
blow
in the
that.
dining room in her house.
Smokey never got to go in the dining room.
She's in a
I
wooden
know.
box.
She's what, in her
She's
box in a crate?
in a wooden crate,
Oh,
Oh, you brought the
a shipping crate.
Yeah.
oh, neat. I'll look forward
Do
to
you
that.
still have the rabbit around?
Yeah,
Or rabbits?
yeah, a rabbit.
A
Rabbit.
rabbit. Yeah, one rabbit.
Rabbit
doesn't
and the
make
lone,
four.
you told her about the cat.
And then we have a cat.
How is the cat responding?
You don't know, you know how the cat came to be?
No problem.
I have a pretty good idea.
We have to learn how the dog came to be. The dog's a
Or
pizza.
The
not.
house is the other question.
come the same way.
Their house says soft touch.
Yeah.
Cat language.
Yeah.
Jane went to get a pizza but came back with a dog. That's how we got the dog.
Pizza dog. Now
They're
it
the same
cringes
shape,
every
you know.
time we go for
These
pizza.
cats, I thought I told you that. when
I
we
don't
were out
remember.
there.
How many can this?
They've been feeding these stray cats
You don't get over.
Okay.
for some time, but there were two of them. Weren't there, Janie? There were two at first, and then the
Two and then three and four.
There were two
But-
that
They're
were
all
four,
outside.
right?
and anyhow, then after they got the puppy, and when the puppy would go out, then the cats sort of thought this was their house, even though at that time the cats weren't allowed in the house. They were just front porch cats. So this one that was particularly, what, gregarious,
Yeah.
started
Nervy.
Nuts.
Nervy.
bumping
Nervy.
against the puppy when they went out. And they're both females, making, in case you wonder about that too. But anyway, they finally, Rick and Jane decided they'd let the cat in the garage because it was getting pretty cold. So I figured, okay, Paloma's the house, the cat's in the garage, that's all right. So the next time I called, I said, Ralph, where's the cat? Well, the cat's in the house now. And now there's still 3 cats that are wild.
No, 2.
One of them, you
We
you
gave
found a friend.
one
Right.
away.
One. You guys
good
want to
friend.
take a cat back with you?
cats?
No.
Wouldn't Charlie like to have a cat the way Alf likes cats?
Ricky,
Some-
Ricky.
yeah,
I would be
Not
afraid
with
of the cat.
hose.
Did you ever watch Alf? You don't watch Alf? Alf?
Elf is a great show. Come on now.
Alf is a
I
great
dropped
show.
about 10 points in my brother's estimation.
Oh.
Alien life form.
I know that. I've never had.
You can.
I've
You
never,
can take. It's a
I've
good
watched
idea,
about
really.
2 minutes and
That's a
wondered
pretty good idea.
why.
Wow, nice.
So he has
I
one
watched a
redeeming
little bit.
feature. He likes cats. For breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Cool.
The Kennedy Center thing.
Oh, we saw the tail end of it last night.
Do you have a Costco?
They honored Claudette Colbert.
You need a jacket?
No, I'm just going for a second.
Uh-oh. All right.
That one's straight up.
That one's straight up.
red.
Okay.
And
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir. And I have a weak gin and tonic.
That's mine.
I remember. I hope it's. I hope
We bought
you
this
like it. I
back
hope
this year.
if not, let me know.
And they do things the old-fashioned way over there. I mean, it's still there.
Okay,
but
and I also
it's
have a
different.
old Southern
Wow.
Comfort.
I yes, do. I hope
I
you
don't know where
bartended
his
it. It's
dad's
too bad. It's really a very good drink.
I just can't.
I remember sitting there drinking that. I got up to try to
Super
help
drink.
serve.
It really is.
Okay, and I also have another Tangeray. Yes. Okay, would you like for it to toss it?
Thank you.
So,
Very much.
oh, we forgot the check.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Bad waitress, bad waitress. Gotta go back and get that Coke for the baby. Okay, I'll have to go back and get that. I'm gonna skip this over. Your hors d'oeuvres is coming.
Where were we? Oh, we were in Ohio, weren't we? In we stopped
There's one more here,
at
sir.
the Italian restaurant.
Mhm.
I
Should be
tried
gin and tonic.
Tanqueray.
Yes, this is my martini. Thank you.
You're welcome. Be right back with the Coke.
Delicious. I love that. And then
Is that right?
Jen
I
thought
think
maybe
you
I was
mentioned
allergic to-
that
yeah.
when we went
I
up.
think it was
I
just,
still
And you really do think it was the aromatics of it? It's so unfair.
What?
I don't think
Oh,
you're
I
gonna
had a
get anything through
Tanqueray.
that strong.
You were allergic to gin?
Martini. No, but I was, Jan thinks I'm, it was martini.
Yeah.
There's a gin in the
Now,
martini.
Well,
Who knows?
but gin and tonics are the things Jen
like
and I
eventually
have.
I put a
Janie
Janie
gets
gets
a
a headache. I
You
put
haven't
a
even
Yeah, well, but why
gin
Gin
and
and
tonic.
some mercury.
for a gin and tonic, but not a gin martini?
I think it's from the quinine in the tonic water. I can't drink a gin and tonic.
But
Is
you
that
can
right?
drink a martini.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll find out soon. I don't know, I've been trying to figure it. I know whiskey. I get one from them. Sometimes I'll find out.
But
You don't like Southern Comfort?
Oh, that's horrible.
This is fantastic.
He is
It's
such
an
a
old
nice
Southern
guy.
Comfort.
Southern Comfort's the
Uh-huh,
best.
it's
Yeah.
old.
Not that I would know, of
old-fashioned
course.
old station made with Southern
But
Comfort.
I've heard from.
Yeah.
Say that again.
What? Huh?
This is the
No, no,
best
you
of
don't
all
yell.
possible
About
worlds.
what?
Okay.
It's an
Nothing.
old
What'd I
fashioned
do?
made with Southern Comfort.
Attaboy, Rick.
Don't
Nice.
cry.
It's
A
an
real
old Comfort.
real Marylanders drink.
Marylander from Ohio.
Balmer, Maryland.
I'd ask my brother about that. I don't know that he'd agree with that. Not that he's a Marylander, but if he considers
sort of.
himself a
Well,
Southerner.
we had, the first we ever had it was in Richmond. First and last.
Here we go. I am so sorry. I forgot.
Hey,
I'm
You're
very
own
sorry.
no problem.
I think you're forgiven.
Okay. Oh, I think
Look-
so
look
too.
at that
Yeah.
anticipation.
And I made that myself.
Wow,
Isn't that nice? Enjoy, and I'll be back to check on you, okay?
Thanks a lot.
Certainly.
Guys, you didn't want anything?
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
Are you sure?
maybe next round.
Think, Mike, you're thinking. He's
After a
thinking.
little bit.
After a little
Maybe
bit.
when I come back.
After I
Tea,
get some
Coke?
food.
Okay.
Well, there is something
Put
up
it out.
there. I'm not sure
There's
what
food
it is.
there. I'm not quite sure
Yeah,
what
we
it is
got,
either, but
there's a lot of food.
anybody wants to be
Is it
brave?
finger food? Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Those
she
are the
called it hors d'oeuvre.
appetizers.
I'm not thinking at all. Who else was on that Kennedy Center show last night or whenever we saw it? Did you see it?
I think I can tell you what those are.
There was a ballerina, whose name I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah, this Russian ballerina.
That's vegetable tempura. No,
Very
that's all
well
vegetable.
know that one.
So those are
And,
like broccoli,
Harry Belafonte?
red
Very
pepper,
Belafonte.
I did read
zucchini.
the listing and
Oh,
thought,
oh.
that would have been neat to see.
You dip them in
Oh,
the
it
tempura
was
sauce.
incredible.
Did they show some
Okay.
films of the ballerina?
They showed, yeah, they showed films of everything.
These are Roquefort beignets. Roquefort cheese folded up in a
Heaven.
With
My
applesauce.
God.
in a phyllo, Janie. Isn't this like phyllo
Yes.
pastry, that thin pastry? And those are tenderloin skewers with béarnaise.
How are they, dear?
Ricky, careful!
Lovely.
That's
Go
fire
back
over there, honey. You have to be careful.
Jenny, you sound like you have a cold. Do you?
They've all had it.
We're just
You're
getting
just getting
over
over
it.
it. I think everybody is. No?
Yeah, that's
all
right.
day.
You had a cold.
You've been
How was your
Screaming.
cold?
Screaming.
Why?
In the car on the way down, we lucked into an oldies radio station. And Rick and I were singing our hearts out in the car.
Oh, how neat.
And then when we got down to Don and Jean's house, it was, stop that, get the puppy down, don't jump, don't. And then it occurred to us, we don't have traffic where we live, so the dog is not used to cars. And we have never had occasion to tell her to stay away from cars.
Oh,
And we let her out and she decided that it was her turn to play keep away.
grand.
Oh, that could have destroyed everything.
Well, she will be going to obedience school, but we have to wait a few more
Who's
months.
going to
She
choose
was-
her?
I will. Oh yeah, I've done that before.
Well, it does
So
some
you're
things.
already trained.
If Charlie went to a beat.
Oh, yeah. Couple
Yeah.
sessions,
No, look in
Yeah.
the
We had it was soft
careful.
training.
Can't have
Turn
it.
it off.
We had our Irish setter in Forest,
video game.
Forest Hills
Then it
Obedience,
does
which is the bigger one. And you would sometimes run into people
Turn off
there
the
who
scene.
were like canine. Charlie, and
Finished
deer
tape, that's how the
hunters,
scene changes.
they tell us is, they're very sensitive, and that if you reprimand
Mm-hmm.
them, make sure you give them a positive alternative right afterwards.
This is a home unit?
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, he is
This is
really
a home unit
smart.
vintage about 2 years ago. This is already
When you took him.
outdated.
We tried to take him at about 3 months, but because he was from New York State, and because Gail Bonahue, who's a breeder, said that she would send him out with a friend of hers who was judging shows to the west or in Chicago, that it would be less expensive if he could come along for like $25 plus
Yeah.
the cage.
Right.
Otherwise, to ship
Just
him
looking.
alone, that made her nervous. It made us very nervous.
what do you have there?
wanted to go that way. Okay. So it took a couple months, and she kept calling. Here, this dog was
Mm-hmm.
sold. He was beautiful. He was getting bigger and older, and less an adorable little puppy and more an adorable big puppy all the time. And then finally, by the time we got him on July 4th,
Shoot anymore.
and they were touching down in Chicago and continuing west. Why?
Oh,
that was
is
5 months old.
good?
Stay.
And
real
Mike and Sean.
supposed to look a little bit like German Shepherd.
Did you try
He
it?
already
Not
had
yet.
those incredible ears. They look like
Did you
goat
find
ears.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I thought it.
And
I'm
at
afraid
the
it's too
end,
close to me because I'm bad luck. Because I took my keys, opened the door, and then I locked them inside the car. Then I remember I had this other
Another
thing
set?
stuck under, which I got. So where's my drink?
I drank it.
Well, no, what'd you have?
Vodka tonic.
Did she bring the vodka tonic?
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Did she call out for the vodka tonic?
I didn't hear anybody call out about
No, I didn't either.
better get hold
Could
of
she
it.
have missed it? How do we get hold of her?
Well,
Real very
Should
soon.
we hear?
In the meantime, you can have a
I know you. You know what this means?
Are you going to
It means you belong to a neat family.
be? Where am I on the other side?
Sure. And Jane and I will flank the beast. Put the lid on the crayon.
Hard-boiled eggs for you, kid.
Okay, no marks on here, okay? Absolutely none. When crayons go away.
No, that isn't one of the things we do.
have your little written out thing.
Okay, hang on a second, right?
Cows and all that jazz. What is he looking for? French fries. Well, you would think so, wouldn't you? Yeah, well, he found them too. We have pictures to prove it. No, 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 no. I was showing us who collected all the.
I think you're coming down with some rare tropical disease.
Yeah, yours dirt. None for you?
No, I think you're a
They
little
wise
bit
out
under
there.
age. A little bit, honey. But you're fine. Not you.
Couldn't have been me.
No. No, what? No, it's the cookie jar that you're not in. Yeah, I see that. That's you. Wow.
Yeah, we all see.
Blue.
We all see.
Smile now.
Well, Sean, so you're gonna hop the what train? No, it's not. Now, we know what he does about trains.
Because you did it.
What?
Those trees are out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, that was what, Mom, you went back or something.
Who, me sweating with her?
He's having hot flashes. I think we should make a speech, but well, wait a minute.
Well, I think
Just wait a minute.
if you notice,
Wait a minute.
Notice somebody just put
the
on
teacher up there's got a reading glasses on.
Oh, you guys.
Oh, you guys.
Oh,
Oh, you know, it's gonna be so
Sandy's not.
Okay.
You guys sit up.
Pages of little tiny writing.
I propose a toast to our parents. Your unconditional love and faith in us.
Sandy, you're gonna
Quiet.
break up
I
your
don't care.
mind.
We have to say this thing, okay? Your unconditional love and faith in us has allowed us to love and have faith in ourselves, even when things look scary. And though you were afraid for us, you had the grace to let us, once adults, make our own decisions and take our own consequences. Guilt's a lousy motivator, but a tempting one. It has never been a part of your parenting. You've allowed us to grow up full and whole. By what you did, as well as what you said, you've produced kids who are tough but kind, who look to the future with their spouses, who love you as you do with love. To our parents, many thanks.
Oh. Do we post, do we get to?
You're
Yeah,
allowed
yeah,
to
I
drink.
think you better.
Well, you better.
Look,
But
all
you're here.
right.
Here, here.
I drink to that.
Yeah.
Without him,
Right.
you guys wouldn't have had a chance.
You're right.
Hey, hey, now look, hold up a water glass or a Coke or something.
Oh, here.
Uh-oh.
So drink water?
Come on.
You get a
toast-
drink too.
Toast that guy.
Okay, that makes it
Salute.
official.
Here.
Salute. Salute.
That's a little power to me. That's very good.
Believe it or
I-
not.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's good.
Uh-oh.
Okay, okay.
Oh,
Believe
he
it or
doesn't
not,
have to.
I didn't know anything about this.
Neither did I. You think I did?
I thought perhaps you might.
No, darn well.
What I
she
would
didn't.
like to do
You toast me.
is offer a toast to the better half of this
I'll drink to
combination.
that. Look. What?
Gave up a career of her own
Tell me
to
about it.
help me, help raise you. We got them all through college, and by virtue of managing our finances, you ended up with no debt. And that's a major help. We weathered
I
several
don't believe this.
debilitating crises, has been a key support to me, to you, our children, and our grandchildren, and has done it with grace, goodwill,
And a good husband.
and optimism.
Sit down, you're breaking the,
And superb confidence.
Well, I should say something, but after this, what am I gonna say? We, look, we are a family, all right? Now, that sounds like something from The Godfather. So, no bang bang after all this. It's a lot to live up to, you guys. Well, I'll buy that. I'll absolutely buy it. I'll buy that.
So you guys, shape up.
Shape up, shape up. No,
I don't have a lot of children.
make a what? Oh, yeah. Yeah, now we're gonna make.
A boa constrictor like?
Our kids chase ice cream around. No, I tell you, this is better than ice cubes. Okay, fellas, are you turned on now? Are you ready to? What? Be bachelors from the
That's it.
Oh,
Yes.
no,
No.
you know, Sean goes back to
believe
hard-boiled
that.
eggs.
Maybe. Hard-boiled eggs. They certainly have.
He doesn't, oh, I don't, you don't know about these.
he's-
Oh, I do. His
He's on a,
cholesterol, no, his
Oh, yeah.
cholesterol died.
Yeah, we don't start.
But look,
You
it's
probably
all-
switch study group now.
You didn't be in the middle of a high.
Yeah, so you'll be maybe a high cholesterol, which means all that blue
Oh.
cheese,
No blue cheese.
lots of cheeses.
Cheddar cheese, eggs,
Cheddar will be
ice cream, lots of ice cream.
Oh, no.
Hey, now,
The
you
real
said,
stuff. This is the ice
This
cream.
is the down. I can't wait to see you gain weight.
I gained weight last time.
did you really?
Muscle weight or?
Well,
You don't
that
look
was a
fat.
pretty good
No,
diet he was on, Sam.
I know.
I mean, he's the first guest that we ever had who brought his own food. Hits everybody.
In a way, that's kind of insulting.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, no.
If it were a business of being kosher versus non-kosher, I wouldn't worry about it too
I don't
much.
think
But in this case, when he came in and said, here's my food, and he put it in the refrigerator for him,
which is already packed.
No. Well, anyhow, so this next time, you aren't sure what it is.
I tell you what, Sean, every time you come down and visit us and bring your own food, put it in a check mark someplace in the book. And when the proper time comes and you no longer do that, present the check mark to the people.
Oh.
No, truthfully, we want to know the results of this. So you are dependent on my thing. The cook in the fraternity house,
Yeah.
and you get high cholesterol, low cholesterol, or whatever the budget.
Basically, it's done in large. I think she fries fat.
Yeah. So it's high cholesterol.
Yeah. There's one big cooker. You cook everything. Right.
Yeah.
Hey, but you guys, I have to brag on Sean's turkey. You can tell them about that and where are you going to do it?
You cook turkey. Yeah.
He's been doing this for a couple of years.
Your
You did
third.
this year?
The last two.
You did it this year?
Mom, he roasted it and it was delicious.
Well, you did last year, you did it at the fraternity.
Yeah. And then again this year in DC.
But I was thinking with motherly tolerance that he probably barely managed. He did it at home and it was marvelous.
No, you didn't put cinnamon on this.
I didn't
That was
put
on
cinnamon
purpose
on
the
it.
first time.
Cinnamon on it?
No, they're wrong.
That was on a roast beef.
I did not. We just
No,
talked about it.
what did you do?
Thank you.
So that's what.
Cheese straws?
Well, we talked about it.
Yeah, I know.
Didn't know what it was.
Neither did I. Sort of looked like rolled up peppers.
What about what?
It tastes better, honey.
Ricky, I think you'll love it. I'll take it.
Oh, I think you like that.
Yeah, I think you'll like
Yeah.
it.
Okay, well.
All right.
Leave it there. You
Some sort of mild blue.
You might try it, Vicky. Don't try it.
Yeah, he's not up in the pantry at the moment.
Oh, hey, is this?
This will be a lot easier than writing going in magazine.
And will they will do
Well,
that?
one thing, make, no, I know you aren't going to do it.
Well, at least they'll do
I
it.
want the recipe for the sesame.
Hotel du Pont Sesame.
Are you trying to figure out which mix? Is that the history?
And
Now,
it's a good,
which cheese they use, what kind of a blue now?
Or is it a blue?
I know,
Oh,
I
It
love
may be,
it. I love
Kroger
blue
or
cheese.
Eagle
I
Ray
have
blue cheese.
every time I've been here, and every time I try to find somebody, it's good.
I'm from you on that.
And Janie, Janie, notice the dressing in Sandy U. The dressing on the south, it's a house sesame dressing. I have tried it. It's a Wilmington tradition. Try to figure out how DuPont makes that dressing.
Maybe for 50th anniversary celebration.
No, I just behind it. She says, forget it. She can't get it.
I think probably next year.
But you,
They do very well.
I know that all the newspapers have tried one was
I had a recipe from someone who swore that was it. You better believe it wasn't.
You can do a lot of things after that in McDonald's sauce. Others do. It's
Come on.
Right to the city. Oh, it's us?
Yeah. In addition to the fried and fat, is it bad?
No, it's good.
That goes with college.
Yeah.
Or incidentally going to the East Block.
Wonder who? Well, you're not going quite yet, sweetie. We were visiting Rick and Jeane, and we went down to Columbus.
Oh, you have one circulates around.
I need it. Okay, well done. Yeah.
Great, I get to be a farm animal.
Okay.
Hey, then what?
He loves it. Rick, did you order prime rib for Ricky?
Yes.
Yeah, well.
What are you doing now?
Anatomy, when you put your knee or something in one
What?
of your brothers.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Oh, I did.
Oh, yeah.
Accidentally.
Not only
To
that,
whom?
not only that, she stabbed him with a pencil.
Yeah, that he
Yeah, I know.
has
Who was this?
scars
Mom.
with that.
Oh, Rick, you were so... Rick, Dave, you were so gallant. You were impressing that I did that. And just remember, I found out about that as a result of that. And so did you, I'm afraid.
What was this?
Oh, you told me about it. I don't want this on tape, Rick.
You have no choice.
Well, now, this
You're in the soup now, sis.
wasn't the pencil stab. What
No,
was this?
this was back on Store Avenue. And somehow we had a fight or something, and I accidentally hit Dave in a very sensitive area.
I never knew about
Yes, you
that.
did, because you told me what I had done.
Oh, I did.
You sure did.
Well, if I
And
knew
boy,
it,
did I
sure
feel
did.
remorseful for about the fourth time. And I can't remember that he ever hurt me, which was physically,
Fourth and
which
last
was,
time.
he broke my heart a couple times, but physically he never hurt me.
Good
I don't know, are we?
Yes.
You know, I thought we had a puppy dog under there.
We do.
Close.
Don't kick, honey. Whatever else you do, don't kick. If you guys feel something untying your shoes,
Uh-oh.
be calm.
Be calm.
Just
Well, I
be
have
calm.
heels without bows.
I tell you what it is, as we have said many times, when he was little and he didn't behave, and so unhappy, Ricky would
Under the
go
table.
Under the table.
I do remember
You
that.
remember that?
Of course I do.
Of course. And then when he was happy, he would come out.
He could come
And
out again.
I don't think he's unhappy, but he's under the table.
It's a nice cave
Interesting
under
under
there.
there, Mom.
It's a nice cave under there.
Of course it is.
Well, if you haven't all been served, that's tough, because I mean,
Oh, and so
Let's see, I think there
See,
are.
this looks great.
Yeah, there's some rolls and what grade was that?
Fifth grade. It was Mrs. Clark at Rankin.
Fifth grade.
Yeah.
And you
And then
told her
Miss
what?
Tillotson, who had diabetes, I believe, and went into an attack once. And so I went dashing down to the office to try to get some help.
now I don't remember Miss Tillotson.
Miss Tillotson, you built
Rankin,
smallish,
wasn't that the one on Store
sweet little,
Avenue?
and a lot older. Store Avenue, yeah.
Yeah, and that was.
Do you
All I
remember
remember
the
about
much
Store
improved
Avenue was eating soap.
snowstorm?
The thing I remember at that school was there was a Ohio gas station
All right.
right on the next corner.
Yeah.
And a guy was coming driving down the street and lost it and went over and took off the top of one of the gas pumps.
Jeez, yikes. Yeah.
This big torch went up in the air. And I remember that.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, that was.
What I remember is having saved long and laboriously $20 and then blowing it
Ricky,
in
stay away
one
there.
day, buying plastic, rubber, whatever they were, cowboys and the kinds that you could fit on each other, the riders would fit on the little horses. You remember? Okay. There was a hardware store and
It happens to me all the time
right
too.
across from the school. There was a shopping center
I
there.
do my crepes and
It was, yeah, it was
No.
right
Yeah.
across.
And I do
Not too
remember
hot.
Mom saying,
Mm.
you worked a long time for that. You saved a long time for that. Now it's gone.
Well,
But you do, you
I
come up with
remember-
something that
I'm making
nobody
a phone
else
call.
has done.
okay.
And then you don't get it.
Grandmom and
She
granddad
won't, she
bring
won't
us.
hold bark at me on my
Yes, I do remember those very fondly, as a matter of fact.
We would go out to the 10-cent store and they were $5 or $10, whatever they were. And we would spend hours in the 10-cent store. And these were 10-cent stores. And now Rick was too young, he didn't do it. But they would decide how far. It's a good way to learn.
It was a good way to learn.
Do you
Yeah.
remember
And I was
that?
passionately fond of those things. You could fit the riders on the horses. And then you could make up games with them. It's just so different because it
Then you could
really
go out and eat
required your
grass and pretend
imagination.
you were a horse.
Do you
And then I
remember
could
that
pretend I was a
school
horse, which
Sandy?
is what I wanted more than
Phone is
anything else in the
unplugged.
world.
I was gonna
Sandy, do you remember that?
Where's the
school
wall
thing?
socket?
Just
Modular plug.
kindergarten,
Yes.
I don't know.
Just occurred to me.
We had little things like shoe boxes that were our lockers. They were wooden boxes that you put stuff in and slide it into a little,
All right.
like a tray or something
Yeah.
like that. And that's when I first discovered that an ice cream bar wouldn't make it from before school until after school.
I remember that.
I don't remember that. I remember nap time and trying to sleep on a little rug rolled up on the.
That was kindergarten.
I guess so.
And I was
guys
told
watching
about
to
that.
duplicate.
Oh, right.
That David,
That David
I
had
don't know,
melted
an
it.
ice cream bar or popsicle.
Maybe it was popsicle.
I think it was a
don't know what it
popsicle.
It didn't make it.
It didn't make
It wasn't, but one brought.
Ricky, honey, stay over this way.
The kindergarten he was in was,
I think we want to watch this, and I can't see it.
Well, I sort of enjoy the conversation.
May I scoot over? I don't want to get in the way of the action here. Oh, I wish we could take that stage in between. I think you're not fun seat.
yes.
I mean, you are
I just
very.
played a little joke.
Ricky, out of the way, hon.
Oh, it's so good to see you. Thank you.
I remember the picture. We still have the crinoline. Oh, there's Sam. Hey, Sam.
Yeah.
Speaking of things, he was asking about your senior prom picture.
In high school?
We still have your crinoline. Do you want the crinoline? Can we give it to Goodwill?
We have a couple at home.
Crinoline, no, those were from Barb Pittman. You know, we had a costume locker in the side.
No.
That was Barb Pittman is Barb Apple, who was in Akron, Ohio.
Yes.
Yes, do you remember?
Right.
Not on Bloomfield, but on the next street down.
I know.
The other way.
I know.
Okay, well, in fact, she's becoming a second con, which is fascinating.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Ricky's calling the Ghostbusters.
I know.
She was the executive director of
Who are you
a,
gonna call?
how shall I say this, Square One, which was an incorporated retail entity, downtown Rockford, big chance, okay, very chancy operation, funded primarily by women who were buying stock, and it was really neat. We want you to stay away from the fire. Okay? Little boys don't need to way. Stay here. Go the other way. Go the other way. No, don't go phone call. Go run the other way. Go around the back.
What are we doing over here?
Looks like crepe Suzette to me.
It is crepe Suzette.
All
Oh,
right.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Crepe Suzette.
So
Crepe
Grandma,
Suzette.
Grandma, how was she when she was like learning how to drive? Did you teach her how to drive? Or?
Did I teach her how to drive?
Uh-huh.
I did.
You
You did what?
I don't know.
Was she a,
Very,
was she
very
an aggressive runner back then
reluctantly.
too?
Very
Yeah, how was she at starting
You
out?
taught me.
Stop.
Oh, I
Wait a
know,
minute.
Okay.
Sandy, I know.
Did she punch
What?
the ass stuff like that?
You took driver's ed.
And then Daddy took me on the VW and I darn near put him through the
No,
What was
the
this story?
the instructor said after the first time
I
out,
don't want to hear
Sandy,
this.
Sandy, prayer helps a lot.
Oh, he did not.
He did. He really
I knew
did.
it.
You know why? And I still remember the horror of this moment. There is an intersection someplace in Wilmington.
Mr. Kilroy.
That's right, Mr. Kilroy.
You're right.
David, we all learned from Mr. Kilroy. I'm surprised he survived all three of us.
We're in a shift car with clutch, right? Okay. And the challenge was to get everything squared away so that you could pull up to this intersection, which was at an angle about like that, and not slide back down the hill while you were engaging the clutch, releasing everything else, and going around the corner or proceeding forward. And I kept killing the stupid motor just because I couldn't get it
Just
all
have to
together.
accelerate enough, you know, before you drop it in.
I just thought the trick was the
Well,
handbrake at that
that's not
point.
getting on the clutch and letting out the, oh well.
This was a VW we're talking about. There's not a surplus of torque there.
Whoa!
That's true.
We almost lost
Yeah.
a kid.
Come on, Ricky.
Ricky, in here, buddy boy.
Out of the way.
That's it. You stay out here.
I just want to ask.
So,
But he can make phone calls. The phone doesn't go anywhere.
I know.
so anyhow.
Yeah, the rest of the story.
Yes. Prayer helps. I would like you to know I'm doing much better now.
I tell you.
But Jan, what I want to know is where's the old Chrysler?
What old Christ?
Chrysler Imperial. What was that monster you had?
pink thing?
The pink thing. Plymouth.
Oh, no, no.
Chrysler Plymouth.
That
That
was
was a
early
Plymouth,
marriage.
Huh?
That was, we called that the John.
That is a memorable automobile.
I was
Was,
10 years
dear,
old when I got it.
was.
And it
I
lasted-
When
I
I
don't
realized that
remember
somebody
that
was going to
car.
sell that car to somebody else, I was absolutely appalled.
that became a green Ford
That's Ford
Fairmont.
classic.
No,
No,
a
Ford.
Ford 500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Which
that
was a
became
sweet
the
car.
Ford Fairmont.
My car.
Which was a pain.
Was not. It was his car. He liked his car.
I
Never give him
have
out.
something to tell you about that Ford Fairmont.
Yeah.
What?
The basis of that is a platform on which you mount wheels and so on. I have just learned that our new Lincoln
It's the same
is
platform.
on that platform.
Oh, gee.
Those 360s very nice.
It was computer designed if that's any consolation.
Not that you ever do anything.
It doesn't act the same way,
doesn't act the
believe
same
me.
So what was the top speed?
I
on
had
that?
It's a lot newer.
Well, it's over 100, I know that.
Oh, you do?
The speedometer doesn't go that high.
That's
It's over.
gonna throw a lot of people.
What was that?
The trip to Lake
I don't
Geneva,
think you wanna,
after which we found out the steering rod was cracked. You remember
What?
that? The reason for which we ditched the car was the steering, if not the
And the
rod,
exhaust
the chassis was cracked partially.
In the Ford?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fairmont.
Yeah, the steering rod on the tire was cracked.
First the engine block had a problem, and then the steering system was partially cracked.
Oh, the things we
After
learn.
That diagnosed, that was after my trip to Lake Geneva where we had a convoy, there was a Saab, my
yeah, we learned a lot of things at these parties.
Yes, we sure did.
Some of them, little Richard,
What?
you thought
What?
at the other time we were all together,
Yes.
and either you, I guess it was you,
Baloney, it was in a car, in a garage.
What?
confessed that with Angela's, shall I say, encouragement,
Blessing?
I like the way that.
Yes. What?
the way that both of us,
you two were spending some weekends together,
Oh, out in Ohio?
wherever.
Wherever. Oh, sure.
That was the year I was in the working.
My feeling had always been,
Because I was
if
driving.
Angela had to hug tight, she would have gotten you.
So did Dad know about the
We
brakes?
had no objection.
Mm-hmm.
Had we
No, the
known,
brakes were fine, it's just the steering.
and
rod was
we
cracked.
didn't.
I remember what happened. You had to borrow
We've
the
always
car
been
for one day
sneaky.
or something because Maxima was
Yeah,
like in
but
the garage
sneaky
or something.
nice.
Yeah.
I remember coming home after the day after you borrowed the Mazda for one day, and I remember coming home and you're like, Mike, you need new brakes on that car. Your fingers like.
Yeah, my fingers were still locked together. Son,
Son,
he
you
can
gotta
tell you
talk.
about the brakes that you don't have.
Uh-oh, there goes the fancy stuff.
All right.
Ay.
It smells good too. You should be down here.
It does. I can smell it here.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're even taking out the that's good. Wow.
Yeah, how
Take it
about
out
that?
I mean, and put it on.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I do smell it.
It
Mm-hmm.
smells wonderful. Happy anniversary, you guys.
Yeah. Happy anniversary.
Yeah. There's only one thing I can say. We're gonna keep working on it.
Good.
Good thing.
I tell you, my Uncle Ted, my mother's brother, I told you this, I think, Sandy, who just died last year. They had celebrated their 70th.
Oh, how
Wow.
Well, I think it's fantastic.
Oh, that's great.
Because not the least of which was he was a dentist, and up until about 10 years before so when he was in his 80s, his old patients were saying, "We want you, Doc." I think they have a lot of faith, boy. I'm not going into any 80-year-old dentist. But,
That many years inflicting pain.
All right.
Well,
Yeah. It's been very interesting.
Runs in the family.
no. Hey, wait! You want to reconsider? I don't know about that.
I'm just sitting here quietly.
There you go.
That was a gratuitous comment.
One or the other of this doctor has been
Maligned.
stabbed, as it were.
Oh, that's really neat, though.
No, it
That's
really
inspiring
is.
to hear.
I think it's fantastic
Good.
because
It's a good goal to shoot for.
he was quite an individual. I don't know. It's just-
Character? Or just,
No, he was
What's he like?
my one uncle. You were such a impossible child to feed when you were tiny.
yes,
When you were tiny, you'll notice that.
yes. Mother,
Not
In a high chair.
come on.
In a
Be
high
nice.
chair. In a high chair.
Uh-huh.
And we were doing the
What did she
Zoom-
used to do with her food?
Yeah. What's used to
Yeah.
spit it out?
She
Not
didn't
eat
eat it or hide it under the
There was an
someplace.
egg beater.
Did she used to like spread her food like all around the plate? You know,
We
like
would-
in a thin
we
layer,
would
so you'd never.
zoom the airplane, and
Oh, I
she'd
remember
duck her
that. I
head.
do remember that.
So Uncle Ted was going to feed you because no, look, you were a little bitty kid in a high chair. Well,
Yes.
you won. He didn't.
I always do.
Modesty runs in the family.
Yeah.
She takes after her mother.
Of course.
What?
Mm.
Modest?
No,
yeah.
always
Difficult.
wins.
Aww. No, usually I'm lucky to get a draw, actually.
Oh well.
Well, like
What?
when she was a teenager, she used to like hide her food all around the plate like, in a thin layer and try to like spread it out so I
Honey?
didn't think she was all done.
I seem to remember when she was a teenager, she disappeared. There were always dates. Some guy named Kent.
That was college, Rick.
No.
Way.
No.
No.
Weren't you dating some guy who lived down off Silverside Road
Very brief.
named Kent?
Yeah.
Kent.
Was that his name?
Yeah.
I really remember that.
Yeah.
Sure.
But I think I probably had a total of about 3 or 4 dates with. I was,
Oh, you're out of your mind.
Ah, the truth comes out.
Okay, I was going with Dennis Riley for
A
at least
lot
2
of years. Well, there were a lot of guys, but
You want to take that wine down
Okay?
so far as
I would like to know what happened to Jim Johnston, who was only permitted as a senior to have 3 dates with any one girl.
I
would
he
love
was
to know
in.
if he's not
I
listed in
remember
our
that very vaguely
nor John Hopkins, not John Hopkins. He's
because
listed in our.
he was in that cotillion.
Yeah.
Yes.
You should meet
I
Dennis.
remember one
Yeah.
specific thing about that. It's
What?
funny. I don't remember how this came about, but it was something about you guys going to the cotillion.
We danced well together.
Right,
We commented on
right.
it, and it was fun.
And his mother said something, I don't know what on earth the conversation was, but Sandy really knows what she wants. It was one of these.
Never known what I wanted. What is it?
Well,
That's
I don't know. She thought she did. I don't remember.
Maybe that's when she instituted the 3-day rule.
I remember I remember this guy because he was nice to me. The guy, he went to Westchester, Chester.
Bob Goodman.
Bob Goodman.
Oh yeah.
Nice guy.
He's very sweet.
Very
We
sweet.
had a couple dates. He took me to Philadelphia to hear the Fred Waring.
And used to bring me buckets of mushrooms. That's
His
what I
parents
remember.
grew mushrooms, and then we went to the house afterwards. And he took me down the stairs. I was really wondering. I thought this is a little strange. And I
Took you
didn't
downstairs
realize
to see the
until
mushroom
I tried
soil?
to grow mushrooms, how difficult it is to do in a house. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
That's all
That's a
right.
good one.
Woo, don't knock it. If you're in that part
Ricky,
of
that's
the country,
only
it's
something
money.
that they do here.
Don't try this at home.
Yeah.
Only trained professionals can do this.
They only know how to do it here,
Teach you
okay?
how to do it correctly.
Don't worry, your parents will never teach you how to do that. Don't worry.
Every Sunday morning for breakfast, right?
There's space now, come on.
Ricky, you know what that is? Yeah. Pancakes. You like pancakes?
Wait till you taste these.
You'll like the first one.
Ricky will
you'll
go to
love the
sleep.
second one.
Yeah, you'll like the first one.
Hannah's about
Third one, you'll probably go to sleep.
What a sleep, huh?
I'm sorry, that was a nasty word, wasn't it?
Well, I tell you, honey, when we wake up tomorrow morning, and I tell you, if I tell you what I was dreaming last night,
What were you dreaming?
you're not gonna believe it.
Right.
Richard.
What? I'm innocent. I had nothing to do with it. I was an innocent bystander.
I can't believe that.
You don't, okay, that's all right, that's your privilege. You can watch us smacking our lips.
Yeah.
Right?
What's that? One, two, go!
Suzette. Nobody ever knows who Suzette
Did
actually
you
was.
know? What you were getting?
Tonight?
You don't like it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's looking forward to hearing more stories about his mother.
Yeah, that's why I'm here. I'll tell you.
I mean,
I got a little tape recorder going in my pocket. This is blackmail.
he wants to hear what Sandy really used to keep in her dresser drawers.
Yeah. What did you keep in the dresser drawers?
What did I, what?
That's my child. Do you think I would betray my child?
Yes.
Thank you, Mother. What did I keep in my dresser
Keep
drawer?
your drawers. Let's go for it.
Horses and riders, right?
I don't know.
You know what I remember
Not
about
really.
those horses and riders?
They had sand all over them because we
No,
used to
they
play in
broke.
them. They broke?
They broke,
And you had to
and I
fix the
had to
legs.
fix the damn
Yeah.
thing.
Daddy, yeah.
Some things never change.
You remember the time that we discovered
Ricky, back here.
Ricky.
Back here,
Come
honey.
on.
In here.
Daddy, do you
Yeah.
remember the time we discovered the secret treasure down underneath the backyard?
Oh, the
when
carrots
we
and
went surrounded?
Oh, yes.
It was the carrot, that was the box of
Yeah.
carrots.
Hey, guess what?
What?
We have a whole mess of frozen carrots that you can dig out of
No,
a...
thank you.
Out of the freezer. That's awesome.
I have a
I'll send you
question.
some frozen horseradish.
No.
I don't
Which is
want-
perfect. It's fantastic.
I
Yes,
don't
yes,
want
we'll
your
never make it
frozen
through the postal
horseradish,
system.
but I have a whole mess of frozen carrots.
He's got great horseradish. It is good.
You can all
No
of his,
kidding.
all of his horseradish that you want. You can have all.
I
Clears
don't
out
want
your
This year I
sinuses,
finally I
I'll
got
tell you
smart.
what.
I harvested
Oh, my.
Sip and join me?
5 to 10 cups of root and scraped them down. And then took the Cuisinart out on the back
Out
porch
on
on
the
a windy
back
day
deck.
in nice cold weather. So the wind's whipping across and there's no way that would get in my eyes. Blended them all.
What do you want?
Put in for half of it white vinegar and white sugar. And then for the other half, used the balsamic vinegar and brown sugar.
Oh,
And that
it
is
is good.
a pinch of salt.
sounds
Just a pinch of salt.
It does sound good.
Jan,
A sweet horseradish with
What
balsamic
did you,
vinegar?
what did you say you did? I thought you said
Balsamic
Brown
vinegar
sugar.
I thought
and
you
brown
said something
sugar.
about vermouth.
No,
All right.
but
Very good,
balsamic.
though.
Horseradish and vermouth, that's an interesting.
No,
Horseradish
you
and
didn't say
gin.
that.
Horseradish and
Okay.
vodka.
No.
Then after, do you have to, is it just by itself?
No, I have some.
I'm gonna move my chair back.
Do you have?
Yeah, everybody can move back now.
And you have that
No.
mixture frozen?
Oh, yeah.
And it'll reconstitute?
Beautifully. The best is fresh. Now, what's recommended is to go ahead and get your roots while they're frozen, of course, but then keep them frozen and then just peel them as you want to do a bath. But until we get a Cuisinart that we can keep out on the back porch underneath the tarp. Right. So that's not real likely.
He knows it.